On the Mitch Rich Show, issues are highlighted. Dr. Michelle E. is changing lives, yeah. On the Mitch Rich Show.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today on the Mitch Rich Show. I am Dr. Michelle E., your host. My guest today has made history at the e-commerce company Amazon by becoming its youngest delivery service partner. At age 28, she is the CEO of CourtU, her own delivery business, and she has over 50 employees. Welcome to the Mitch Rich Show. Dr. Michelle E. is your host today, and I'm so excited to have Corey Gordon. We'll be right back after the break. Are you a kind, caring, and committed person? If you are, here at Linden Nursing Services, we're seeking home health aides, CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. Come and join our team of professional caregivers today. Not only are we the best in the business, but we deliver services of the highest quality. Give us a call today. We are waiting to hear from you. 561-434-5005 or visit us on our web at lindennursing.com.
On the Mitch Rich Show.
Well, welcome back to the Mitch Rich Show. And as I said earlier, that our guest today is none other than Corey Gordon. And she is just such an amazing woman who is just breaking barriers and breaking glass ceilings. Welcome, Corey. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on your show.
Look at that smile today. It is just so awesome to see you so happy and just to hear your story. It's just like just giving me goosebumps all over. Who is Corey Gordon?
Well, I'm a native of Jamaica, first of all, and I'm an industrious, ambitious, very driven and excited young woman who I seize any opportunity that comes my way, and I'm very interested in personal and professional development. And through my company and my personal life, I try to accomplish as much as I can and just help people do the same in their lives.
Awesome. I was just, reading your bio, and of course, you went viral recently. And
Yeah.
one thing that just came and jumped out at me is the fact that we went to the same high school, Holy Child High School. So even
Yes.
so, that is just for me like wow. When I was in school, I can remember the principal at the time was Sister Stephanie. I don't know who was your principal, but it was just so hard for us because she was just so. The principals were strict, but I look back and I'd say what we learned at Holy Child has really framed us for society. What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, I feel like at Holy Childhood, I learned how to be disciplined and how to be very meticulous. So, we had to look a certain way. And if you did not present yourself very well, you needed to correct yourself and then come back. So, through those teachings and the expectation of excellence, I think I've learned how to really be committed to something, how to make sure that I'm always presenting my best self, and also how to correct yourself if you're not feeling your best and looking like your best on that day. But through the vigorous coursework and the emphasis from the sisters on appearance and making sure that you speak very well, I've carried all of that into my professional life and into my older life as well. So I'm very grateful for my years at Holy Childhood for how they instilled in you that you needed to be committed and disciplined, but also meticulous and attentive to detail.
Awesome. So, in one of the inner bios, I was reading it, you spoke highly of your parents. Family is so important in what we do today, and so many of us really can't say, "Oh, I have mom and I have dad to look up to." Tell us a little bit about that, the family setting. You're the eldest of what? Several children, nine, eight, something like that.
Yes, I'm the eldest of nine kids for both parents. And my parents had dated for a little bit before they had me. And my mom and dad are both from Jamaica. They had me when they were very young. So they were figuring a lot of things. But I think the best thing that they could have done for me was give me my freedom to just exist as whoever I wanted to be. And they were extremely supportive from my very formative years into adolescence, and then my teenage years, and even now in my life, they're extremely supportive. But my dad was always curating different games for me to teach me about business acumen and quick intelligence and wit. And my mom demonstrated for me how to be resilient through whatever came her way. She was always surviving and trying new things, but very much taught me how to be a risk taker. And I think that's one of the main things I took away from her. But through their parenting and that of my grandparents and my extended family, I was able to just be whoever I wanted to be. We didn't have conversations about their expectation for my life and them pressuring me into a specific career field. There wasn't any kind of pressure that way, but they always trusted me to be a good student, which I was. So it definitely made it easier for them to trust me. But I'm very grateful to them for the liberty that I had in my life, because I never felt like I needed to live up to any kind of expectation. I always felt like whatever decision I made, they were going to be supportive of that. And they've always been that way. So I'm grateful for that.
Wow, yes, family is so important, and especially in this time when so much is going on,
Yeah.
it's just like wow. But we are going to take a break, and when we come back, the name of your business, we really want to see, a little bit more into who Corey is. Thank you.
Welcome to Top Physical Therapy. Our patients' safety is a top priority. So we abide by the procedures of the pandemic. Here we provide occupational physical therapy and any trauma you face due to car accidents or any other physical issue. Come to Top Physical Therapy to receive treatment that is long overdue. We're located at 6730 North University Drive, Tamarack, Florida 33321, southeast corner of University and McNabb. Call today at 954-722-2212 to schedule your appointment. We've got you covered.
On the Mitch Red Show.
So we're talking to Corey Gordon today, DSP, youngest delivery service partner with Amazon, and she was just about to tell us about the naming of her business. Corey.
Yeah, so the name of my company is Cordy LLC. And before I decided to venture into entrepreneurship, I was never concerned with my personal or professional brand. I lived my life and I was very excited about everything that I was doing, but I never really associated my face with a professional brand. So when I decided to become an entrepreneur, it was important to me that my name was stamped onto every product or service that I offered. And before we launched the company, I thought about kind of an amalgamation of my name and the words to and you to convey movement of product from my company to the consumer, the clients who keep us in business. And that's how you got Core to You.
I mean, was that creative or what? Because, you know, that's what you're doing, taking it to the people, delivering to the people, creating a service for the people. What kind of advice would you give to a young entrepreneur that's really thinking about going into business at this time?
Well, the main thing is that entrepreneurship today, if you just look on TV and you read articles about this concept of entrepreneurship, it feels like it's so simple and that the pathway to this life is linear. It's been glamorized and it's been glorified to suggest that it's a very easy life. And we are now enjoying the fruits of my labor, but I had to put months and months of time into creating the kind of atmosphere and culture that I wanted at my company and the operations and processes that would make sure that we were successful for a long time. And it took many years of training and professional expertise for me to be confident enough to venture into this space. So for anyone who's looking on at entrepreneurs and who's thinking about getting into this lifestyle, it's absolutely rewarding, but it is one of the most challenging and time-consuming things that you can possibly do. So my advice is before you decide to get into entrepreneurship, you got to really think about your why. What are you passionate about? What is leading you to venture into this space? And is it something that you're going to be continually motivated by? Because if you're not, when the challenging days come, and believe me, to start, the days are most challenging than anything else, you're going to need something that's internal to keep you fueled up and rejuvenate you and keep you motivated to keep going. So it's important that you understand your why and be committed to that and have the kind of grit and determination that it needs for you to last in this business. So it's not all glamour and glitz. It's going to require a lot of sacrifice, hard work, especially to start. But if you're truly committed to your why and your purpose, then I believe you'll be able to survive.
Corey started this business, I think, in 2018. What was the process of starting this business?
I actually decided to start in 2019 and then officially launched in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. So very difficult having to deal with all the constraints. But I was working in auto tech and logistics for a few years and decided I wanted to do something for myself because I was investing a lot of time in someone else's company. And then once I had made that shift in my mind, it was as simple as Googling business opportunities in logistics. And then I saw the banner for the Amazon logistics program, which for anyone who's interested, it's logistics.amazon.com. It was a very long interview process. First, you start virtually, and then I had to meet 3 different people in person and kind of talk about your professional expertise that prepares you for entrepreneurship. And once I got into the program, there was a lot of training because, as you can imagine, I was shifting from employee to entrepreneur and needed to learn a lot about employee management and just the legal aspects of operations. And then once I had done all of that training, did the registration with the state, hired a bunch of people, got some vans, and figured out what I wanted my process to be. And then we launched.
Actually launched in the middle of the pandemic. So, and that's why I tell people the pandemic is bad for some, but it's good for some. And you are such a great blessing for you to say this, because so many look at this like a curse, but we know that where there's a curse, there is a greater blessing. As I talk about blessing, I know you say there's another side to Corey who sings and there's a lot of faith. Your faith, how has this truly helped you to move into this new realm of your life?
Oh, my faith has always been the anchor of my life. There's nothing that I venture into if I don't feel wholehearted about it, and that there's this God who's guiding and providing opportunities for me. So I've been in a lot of spaces that, Michelle, I was not prepared to be in. I was not trained for it. I didn't have the expertise for it, but someone had faith enough in me to offer me these opportunities because they saw just how determined I was, and I was always committed to self-teaching, right? So that meant I could get in any space and figure it out. But beyond that, I've always felt like there's this covering, and many things that have happened in the last 5 to 7 years have felt so serendipitous because I didn't plan it. A lot of it felt like it was by chance, but I know it was specially curated for me because of God. And when times are tough and I feel overwhelmed, I rely very heavily on my faith to make me get through those times.
I don't know if it was by chance or you were purposeful in having behind you these empowering words of dream big, make a wish, it is possible, you can do it. Just to see that behind is giving me like a, okay, I can. So are these words that you actually live by? Because, we know the word says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm not going to preach because you all know the other side of me is an evangelist. But honestly, when I hear a 28-year-old talk about her faith and it being the anchor, I mean, that's another one that I can add to my list of nuggets when I'm preaching. But the words behind you are so powerful, and they're jumping out to me at the screen, and I hope it's jumping out to someone as they look at you. These words, are they a part of your driving force?
Absolutely. These are my mantra. I'm not sure how much y'all can see, but create peace, make a wish, be spontaneous, remember to breathe, be your best self, cherish every moment. These are things that I live by. I'm I'm very specific and intentional about not creating limits on myself and on my life and my potential. And I learned that once again from my parents. Like, if from when you're young, you're growing up, you see that there are no limitations, then you believe that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And because I'm someone who continues to surround myself with people who are successful and accomplished, I see nothing as unachievable. So, yes, these words are my mantra. They're a part of everything that I do. But beyond that, I've got this internal commitment to just try whatever I want to do in life. And that's kind of my mission here.
When I tell you, you are just inspiring and motivating, because at 28, I remember I got pregnant with my first child, and I was working at Workers Bank in Jamaica, and I had a very good position there at the bank. And I really wasn't ready for a child. I honestly was. I was into dance halls at the party and Stone Love, and that's what I was about. I just bought my car, and I was like, my car said "Madam," so I was ready to go partying. But to see you at 28, as you say, in your business, employing 50 employees or more, just making a difference. How do you balance that as we close with family? Are you thinking about a family in the near future? How are you, on that side of the fence?
Yeah, I've oscillated for many years between I want to start a family, I don't want to start a family. And I remember when I moved from North Carolina to the East Coast, my dad was like, if you make this move, you're probably going to be stalling on having kids and a family for a while. And I'm okay with that. I think at this point in my career, there's so much momentum that I'm grateful for, and I want to capitalize on that, that my business and my other entrepreneurial ventures are my only focus. And if I do decide to start a family, then that's just going to be, again, the Lord's leading. But it's not a focus or a priority of mine for now.
Well, that's good to hear. Not that I don't want you to start a family, but sometimes, I know you have the kids, got to take them to daycare, stuff like that, and distractions will come, along the way. But I'm just so happy that you're focused and so driven about your professionalism. Corey, what is the last mantra, the last nugget, the last thing that you want to leave with my audience today about you and what your goals are in life?
I'd say never stop learning. For me, many of the opportunities that I've had in life, I took them on because I was committed to lifelong learning. As I said before, I wasn't trained for auto tech, I went for sales management, I went to school for accounting. But I never say no to an opportunity that could transform my life. And it's important that people have that kind of mentality. You cannot be so set in your life that you think in a linear way, and you are only going to be going after conventional jobs, right? Like, this world is so vast, and we've got access to technology and information that we didn't have decades ago. So why not exploit that in a great way? So remain open to opportunities and never stop learning. For me, I'm venturing into the technology space now, and I've got a new company that's coming on market here soon that I'm excited to tell people about when it's ready.
Oh, wow. Well, I can just remind you what Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2 says, that we should have 7 ventures or 8, lest there be disaster on the land. So if one failed, then you have 2, then you have 3, then you have 4, then you have 5. So,
Yes.
whatever the Lord, you're young, do it now. Don't wait, because he told us that he will give us witty inventions. So I already see that he can trust you. And when the Lord sees that he can truly trust you, and you're moving in faith, and you can help others along the way, because he says when you give to the poor, you lend to God. So it just simply means that when you're giving to others like you're doing, and the service that you're offering, he is going to trust you with more ventures. So I'm believing God with you. I'm going to be continuing to pray for you, and I'm just excited about you. And because even if I didn't want to, this smile and this energy that you're bringing across the screen right now is just amazing. Corey, I want to thank you so much for being on the Mitch Rich Show today. I'm Dr. Michelle Lee, and I just want you to know that God is pleased, and we're pleased to know you, and we're so pleased to have you on the show. God bless you.
Thank you.
The Mitch Rich Show is a weekly program that airs Mondays at 7 p.m. via GetVisionedTV.com and addresses while providing solutions to topical issues globally. We believe that supporting our communities is a cornerstone of our existence, and therefore we want to use this opportunity to let everyone know we are here to satisfy all your advertising and marketing needs, including partnering and sponsorships. Don't hesitate, call us or email us today. You can also reach us through our various social media platforms at IG, we are GetVisioned TV, YouTube, GetVisioned TV Official, and Facebook, GetVisioned TV. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on the Mitch Rich Show. Of course, I'm Dr. Michelle E., your host, and our guest today was Corey Gordon, who is the youngest delivery service partner with Amazon. And she just really gave us some nuggets about, as a young entrepreneur, the things that you should continue to learn. Do not have any limits on yourself. It was just so amazing to have her on the show today. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, GetVisioned TV Official. On Facebook, GetVisioned TV. On IG, we are GetVisioned TV. And if you want to be on the show or be a sponsor or a partner, you can email us at getvisionedtv@gmail.com. Our website is getvisionedtv.com. Take care. God bless you as we continue to highlight issues and change lives on The Mitch Rich Show.